Welcome to the Florida CRS Technology Committee webinar series. I'm Abby Barbosa. I will be your host and presenter today. We'll be talking about how to use Google Hangouts for your real estate business. Now, before we start, let's get out of the way a couple of housekeeping items. First, you will have the opportunity to ask any questions. There is a panel on the right-hand side of the screen that would allow you to ask any questions you may have. If by any chance you don't see that panel, then you want to hover over the left side of the screen. And there is a little button, an icon that says Q&A, questions and answers. When you click on that, it will allow you to show you the questions that are being asked. As you ask the questions, I will pause through the presentation so I can address any questions that you may have. Thank you for joining us today. The second item I want to address are the links. I will be sharing a link for a video, a very short video on how to use or how to set up a Google Plus account. It's only a 3-minute video. I will share it with you when the moment comes, and you will see the link also on the right-hand side panel. Third, this session is being a benefit of those who could not attend. And fourth, it will be distributed via CRS, Constant Contact, and everybody will be able to see the recording. Let's get started then. So what is Google Hangout? Google Hangout is really a web conference solution that Google is offering. Let me share my screen real quick so you can see what I am trying to show you. Let's see. There it is. Okay. Okay. So the Google Hangouts is a web conference presentation or system. A lot of people are familiar with, let me see if this lets me, there we go. A lot of people are familiar with the web conferences from Skype. Now, there are differences between Skype and Google Hangout. Google really wanted it to compete with Skype, and they came out with this product. One of the main differences is that in order to get to Google Hangouts, and there is a process which we will go through it, but in order to get a Hangout, all you need is a Gmail account, which most of us have already, and which is free to obtain if you don't have one. It is also very easy to set up. The Skype account is also free, but it's not quite as easy to set up as Gmail account. That's the first difference. The second difference between the two is that Google Hangouts allows up to 10 users, 10 presenters at the same time, while the Skype account, the free version of it, allows only 2. And then if you want to add any more people, then you have to pay for the service. So that's 2 pluses for Google. That's why we enjoy using them. The only requirement to get a Google Hangout and a G+ account is a Gmail account, which is the one requirement for all of the Google suites. Again, for Skype, you can only have up to 2 people for free, and then for Google Hangouts, you can have up to 10 people. Now, the logistics of that can be a little bit harder to manage if everybody doesn't have a good internet connection, but it is a great way to make presentations to clients and even meet with friends and relatives. Let's talk about how this works. Gmail account is the one thing we need to have. Now, in order to have a Google Plus account, we need a Gmail account, and I will demonstrate how to get that. Google Plus is actually, for those who are not familiar with the process, is another social media venue that was created to compete with Facebook. Google Plus is a little different than Facebook, but it also has a lot of features that are very similar. Excuse me. And then finally, through Google Plus, we can set up the Hangouts, which is the web conference version of Google, and then that is the one that competes with Skype. Now let's talk about the differences between Facebook and Google Plus for a minute. Facebook's, which most of us are familiar with, you have friends. You can add friends to your account. At the time the Google Plus was selected, you could not separate the friends in Facebook. Nowadays you can, but at the time it wasn't the case. So Google Plus was very tricky, or not very tricky, but very savvy when they designed something that is called circles. So in other words, in Facebook you add some friends and you have a big list of all your friends. In Google you can actually set them up in circles. For example, you get all your family members into one circle, you get all your friends into one circle, and then you get the business associates into one circle as well. And the main difference for this, or the main reason for this, is because you share information that is different with each group. You can set up as many groups as you like, and it allows you to select what information you're going to share with what group. After you have a Google Plus account, then you can start setting up the Hangouts. Let's take a look how that works. Okay. Let me share the screen again. And this time I want to share a different screen. Okay. When it comes to Google Plus, this is what the Google search engine page looks like. When you already have a Google Plus account, you will see your name plus your name in there. However, when you haven't set it up yet, this is the way it looks. You will see your email address and then a plus you sign. So this is how it works. All you have to do is you're either going to select, let me do this again, select the drop-down menu here and click Join Google Plus. That's one way to do it. Or the other way is to select plus you and then start inputting all your information. Now here are the circles that I was telling you about, and this is what allows you to select the different people that you want to add. So once you have your Google Plus account set up, you start adding people that you would like to converse with. And I'm going to have a video, a link to a video of how to do this. I'm going to post it on the presentation so we can see. Let's see. I'll share that at the end of the presentation so everyone can see it. In the meantime, let's go ahead and continue this part. Here we can add our photo. Always photos are recommended because people can resonate with your photo. And it also, if you have a name that is very popular, then it can help you identify who is whom. Okay, let's click Upgrade. And now you're going to start adding people. You can do it at the first, when you're started, but you don't have to do it right now. So you can click on Continue. Now the second part is also you're going to tell Google Plus your areas of interest and things that you want to follow, things that you may find interested. And then of course there is a whole list of people that you can follow. For right now, we're not going to follow anybody. I'm just going to click Continue. Okay. And then once you are all set, then you click Finish. And now over here you can see you have plus your name, which means that your account is already set up. I want to talk real quick about the difference between Hangouts and Hangouts on Air. And the reason I want to do that is because we have different abilities on how to do this. So let's see real quick. This is the account that I just created with my Google Plus. And all we have to do now is we go to home, we can see our profile, we can see the people that we have added to the circles, we can see the different communities that we want to participate on. We can also see any events that we have set up, like Google Hangouts, like calendar events and things of that nature. Here is where we go to set up a proper Hangout. And when we click there, just give it a minute while it loads. Then we see that we have the option over here of video Hangouts, and then on the left-hand side we have the Hangouts on Air. The main difference is that the video Hangout is almost like a private conversation with whomever you invite, with the group of people that you invite, and you all can participate at the same time, again up to 10 people, and it's live. The Hangouts on Air, it's a little bit different, and it's what we're doing today, and you can have up to 10 presenters, but this is going to be recorded and is streamed live. So what does that mean? That means that participants from the rest of the public, from thousands of people, can watch the video at the same time, and they can ask questions and they can participate. Let's talk about the benefits and how we would use Hangouts for the real estate business. Can watch the video at this. The benefit of using Google Hangouts. Let's talk about how can we apply that to real estate users. So first, if you are a buyer's agent, this is how Google Hangouts can help. Let's say you're showing a property and the party is not complete. For example, I had a case where the agent was showing a property, and it was showing the property to the fiancé. The gentleman was here, he was going to buy the house, but his fiancé was out of town in Maryland, and she was not able to be here. She wanted it to be able to participate in getting that experience from the house in the decision-making process. So what the agent did is he told the fiancé in out of town how to set up the Google Plus and walk her through the process. Once they were able to see each other online, then he actually physically grabbed his phone and went through every property that they show and did a walkthrough of the property so she could see it live. Then she was able to give her input because her fiancé was so nervous, he didn't want to make a decision and make a mistake. She was able to give the input and tell her, okay, this is what I think, this is the one I like, just eliminate this one, and it made the process a lot easier. The second example is when you do a walkthrough presentation, let's say, again, the customers are out of town and they could not participate, and well, that is unfortunately, but it happens sometimes. So how do we use this? Well, in this case, you have out-of-town buyers, for example, and you're going to do a walkthrough, for example. So what you do is you get them on the phone, the same thing, you get them to Google Plus and be able to see each other, and you actually physically walk with your phone in hand. You walk the entire property, so they can actually ask you, pause for a second, let me see this particular detail, let's make sure this is correct. So you're actually doing the physical walking through, but they are the ones who are asking all the questions, and they are the ones that are satisfied. That takes care of a lot of liability off your shoulders, because then you don't have to worry about it was you looking at the property, but they were able to see it as well with their own eyes. And they are able to ask you, wait, hang on one second, just back up, let me make sure that drawer was fixed, or whatever the case may be. Property managers could use this same technique to show their landlords, if they're out of town, that the property is in good condition or there are some damages to the property. Also, listing agents. The listing agents can use this Google Hangouts for presentations. Let's say the sellers are out of town and they want to do a presentation. It's a lot easier to explain the contract when you're face-to-face, when they can ask you questions, instead of typing a really long email explaining what the contract means. So this is a great tool for listing agents as well. And finally, this Google Hangouts can be used by brokers. And how is it done? Well, when you record the sessions, just like we are doing here, then the brokers can play it over and over and train their agents without having to go that extra meeting and repeat the same thing that has already been recorded. So it's a great tool for everybody. I hope this information finds everyone well. I see that there are no questions so far, so I am going to take a quick clip to that video that I offer you, and I'm going to post it on the right-hand side. And here is the video that I've created. You will be able to see it and follow how to create a Google Plus account. Remember, it's very easy, and you can actually send it to your clients if you have any questions. That way they have the Google Plus account and you can set up the Google Hangouts with them. I hope this helped. Thank you for participating in the website series of the Technology Committee for this year.